All of my outcomes are based on my behaviors. Does that make sense? Right? Which means you are ridiculously in charge. You are ridiculously, in fact, watch this. This is not fat today, this is just behavior. Right? That's all this is, right? This is just an outcome. Right? I take an action, I produce a result. So if I'm not happy with my results, what do? Change in action, right? And so many times, has this ever happened where it's like, you get up in the morning and you step on the scale and then you're pissed off? Can I say pissed off in Kentucky? I did. That's the best cuss word I got, okay? Right. But here's what I want to ask you. Who's the idiot here? This happened a couple weeks ago. I got up in the morning, I stepped on the scale, and I was mad. And I went and I complained to my wife. And she looked at me like I was an idiot. She said, Dennis, I asked you if you wanted to have ice cream last night. You said yes. See, this is just a decision. That's all this is. And if I want a different outcome, what do? I just got to change a decision. I just got to change an action. And so I never fail. I'm just always producing results. And that's how you are too. Now, if we're not careful, we do things like this. This happened, I was trying to get a hold of a CFO, this was about a year ago. Here's how it worked, is I sent him an email and I got no response. And the next day, sent him an email, no response. Third day, sent him an email. No, does that ever happen in Kentucky? All right, well, once or twice. It happens, I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. It happens in South Carolina. And then I thought, after the fourth day, that's it, I'm sending him another email. Who's the idiot here, right? I take an action, I get a result. So watch this. If you're not happy with your actions, what do? Right, if you're not happy with your result, I said it backwards, you got to change your actions. And so here's what happens is that there is this triangle. It's number 3, the outcome barriers, and this is your big enemy. Okay, this is the enemy that you're going to have to fight. This is every reason why you don't produce great outcomes in your professional and your personal life. See, people ask me all the time some of these principles. They say, Dennis, are you talking personally or professionally? And I just say yes, right? I just say yes, because if you get better personally, you always get better professionally. And if you get better professionally, you get better personally. See, I'm just going to be totally authentic and honest with you today. My biggest problem, I don't know if you have this problem, but here's my problem. My biggest problem is that everywhere I go, there I am. Right? It's ridiculous for me to yell at my wife, yell at the kids, kick the dog, and I don't come into the building being Mr. Happy. Right? Because how I do anything is how I do everything. And how you do anything is how you do everything. Now, unfortunately, this is a triangle because it's like the Bermuda Triangle. So what happens in the Bermuda Triangle? Right? Things get lost, right? Ships go in, planes go in, and they get lost forever. Well, unfortunately, some people fall into what I call the drama triangle, and we lose them forever. So I'm going to explain to you what the drama triangle is, and then the good news is I'm going to give you the 3 things that you've got to do personally to get out of the drama triangle, the 3 things you've got to continue to do with your teams to get them out of the drama. Because listen, you don't have to settle. Don't settle for bones. And I've seen too much in this industry. We just sort of settle. We just kind of give up mentally, right? And you always give up mentally before you give up physically. It is definitely a mental game. So here's the first part that people play. It's V, okay? It's number 3. The V stands for victim. Well, nothing we can do about it. It is how it is. Or, watch this, things will never change around here. So I was working with one group, and the DON told me, she says, well, Dennis, you just don't understand. Things will never change around here. I said, really? I said, so how long have you thought that? Well, at first I asked her, I said, well, how long have you been here? She says, 10 years. I said, well, how long have you thought that? At least 5. And I thought, what does that say about you? Right? That you would give your life to an organization that you believe things will never change. Now remember, your brain only goes to work on what it thinks is possible. So if you think things will never change around here, guess what? Things will never change around here, right? And here's where victimhood happens. Victimhood happens when we feel like we have no choice. Choice, poverty, right? And every time you believe you don't have a choice, you don't reach for an answer. Now here's where I hear drama. I hear drama first in language. Now if you're writing notes, here's a writer-downer. The easiest and fastest way to change culture is to change language. Language defines culture. The fastest growing and the fastest outcome producing organizations are the ones that have created a no drama language. And here's some of the ways that I hear drama. People say, well, I have to. My daughter, 16 years old. I got 4 kids, 25, 21, 19, and 17. But my daughter, when she was 16 years old, she went to work at Chick-fil-A. We got Chick-fil-A in Kentucky, right? Love Chick-fil-A. Okay, so I came in the kitchen one day, and she was in the kitchen. She kind of had a pouty look on her face. I said, Melissa, what's wrong? She goes, well, I have to go to work. Anybody got teenage daughters? Right, that's how they talk. Right? I said, Melissa, stop. I said, you don't have to go to work. She goes, no, I have to go to work. I said, you do not have to go to work. Come here, we got to talk. She said, what? I gotta go work. I have to go work. I said, Melissa, sit down. I said, here's the deal. I said, you do not have to go to work. She goes, really? I go, yeah, not at all. I said, in fact, you don't have to go to work the rest of the week. I said, in fact, let me just help you. You never, ever have to go back to Chick-fil-A, ever. She goes, really? I go, yeah, not at all. I said, now, Chick-fil-A is probably going to stop paying you, right? You're probably not going to have a job, right? But you don't have to do anything. See, because when I say I have to, who's in charge of me? Somebody else. I have no power. And many times what happens is we just give our power away. And what we've got to do is take our personal power back and then give the power back to our people, because watch this, we are choice abundant. You don't have to do anything. Now watch this, let me just tell you this. You don't have to do what your boss says. You don't have to do what your administrator says, your executive director, your DON, your CEO. You don't have to. Now you might not have a job tomorrow, okay? But you don't have to do anything. And what we want to do, watch this, is a simple switch in language. See, I don't have to be here at Kentucky Healthcare Association, but I'm choosing to be here. So you didn't have to come. Watch this. You didn't have to take the job you took. You didn't have to get in long-term care. You didn't have to be a CNA. You chose this, right? We chose this. And watch this. We chose the good and we chose the bad, right? And we chose it. And every time you see, so watch this. Every time you hear drama language, you got to stop it. You got to nip it in the bud. So when people say, I have to, that's total drama.